Mahkamah bangun. Petisioner penerima masuk, Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara. Dengan izin Yang Arif, persidangan mahkamah hari ini dijalankan secara sidang video atas persetujuan semua pihak berikutan Perintah Kawalan Pergerakan yang berkuasa sehingga 4 Februari 2021. Hakim yang bersidang pada hari ini ialah Yang Arif Dato Sri Mariana binti Haji Yahya. Petisyen pertama WA 1823012020 Pempetisyen Lee Zin Yi.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Lee Zin Yi, Pempetisyen pertama.
Ya.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Lau Kok Ki. Saya adalah Peguam pengusul yang mewakili Pempetisyen pertama.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, Ahmad Faiz Razali, Peguam Persekutuan, hadir bagi pihak Tansi Peguam Negara.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, Diana Ling Fang Ping mewakili Majlis Peguam.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, Terence Lee mewakili Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur dan juga Selangor Yang Arif.
Yang Arif, hari ini adalah ditetapkan untuk pendengaran petisyen penerimaan masuk pempetisyen. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya memohon kebenaran Mahkamah Yang Mulia ini untuk meneruskan hujaan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Benarkan.
My Lord, the petitioner Lee Zin Yi was born on the 18th December 1995 and is the youngest daughter of the late Mr. Lee Wai Kun and Mrs. Lim Si Nei. The petitioner read law and graduated at the University of London. Thereafter, the petitioner proceeded to complete her CLP in the year 2019. Upon her graduation, the petitioner commenced her pupillage at Mrs. Che and Liu in the chambers of Miss Che Mei Ting. The petitioner is very thankful to her master, Miss Che, and the partner of the firm, Miss Kate Liu Xin, for being so kind and willing to share their valuable expertise with the petitioner throughout her pupillage period. The petitioner would also like to thank her colleagues in Mrs. Chia and Liu, who guided her patiently and being helpful to the petitioner throughout her pupillage. On this special day, the petitioner would like to take this opportunity to express her utmost gratitude to her dearest parents who are the cornerstone of her life. They believed in the petitioner and gave her unconditional love, care, and support, financially and emotionally. They also lent her a pair of listening ears and gave her motivation to keep going and not to give up when the petitioner was exhausted. Through their experience, they gave the petitioner their valuable advice to navigate through every twist and turn in her life. Next, the petitioner would also like to give her appreciation to her brother Lee Zin Yao for being supportive and always cheer her up during her tough time preparing for her CLP examination. Lastly, the petitioner would like to thank her relatives, friends, her legal aid batchmates at the Legal Aid Center, her lecturers, and classmates who had given her their support throughout her journey. Yang Arif, saya percaya bahawa pempetisyen adalah seorang yang berkelayakan untuk diterima masuk dan didaftaraikan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara di Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya berdasarkan kepada Akta Profesion Undang-Undang 1976. Dan saya percaya bahawa semua surat cara pempetisyen adalah sempurna dan teratur. Saya juga percaya bahawa rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang masing-masing mewakili Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Selangor tidak mempunyai sebarang bantahan terhadap petisyen kemasukan ini. Oleh yang demikian, saya dengan rendah diri memohon agar pempetisyen Lee Zin Yi diterima masuk dan didaftaraikan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Tiada bantahan Yang Arif?
Tiada bantahan Yang Arif?
Tiada bantahan Yang Arif.
Baik, Mahkamah dengan ini membenarkan permohonan pempetisyen dan menerima masuk Cik Lee Zin Yi sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya
dan juga memerintahkan supaya nama Cik Lee Zin Yi dan penerimaannya didaftarkan oleh pendaftar.
Yang Arif, saya memohon kebenaran Mahkamah Yang Mulia ini untuk membenarkan Pempetisyen Lee Zin Yi untuk menyarungkan jubahnya sendiri.
Silakan Cik Lee Zin Yi.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Petisyen kedua WA 186601-2020, Pempetisyen Lee Ruixia.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Lee Ruixia, Pempetisyen kedua.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Sri Sarguna Raj. Saya adalah peguam pengusul yang mewakili Pempetisyen kedua. Rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang mewakili badan-badan berkenaan telah pun diperkenalkan awal tadi. Kali ini Cik Terence Lee Rohui mewakili Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur Yang Arif. Yang Arif, saya memohon kebenaran untuk meneruskan ucapan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Ya, dibenarkan.
If it pleases you, my lady, may I introduce the petitioner Lee Ruixia. The petitioner was born on 30th December 1995 in Selangor to Mr. Lee Boon Wah and Madam Lim Mui Lee, and is the second of 4 children in the family. The petitioner read law and graduated with a Bachelor of Law Honours degree from the University of Leeds in 2018. He later completed the Bar Professional Training course at City, University of London, and was called to the Bar of England and Wales in 2019. The petitioner then commenced a pupillage in January 2020 under the guidance of my learned friend Ms. Stephanie Phua Yu Yan of Mrs. Wong and Partners. Throughout her pupillage, the petitioner gained abundant exposure to various practice areas and was most interested in the area of taxation. The petitioner is grateful that the firm has given her the opportunity to further her career with the tax, trade and wealth management team. The petitioner would like to express her utmost appreciation to her parents. They have supported her unconditionally and unwaveringly throughout her legal journey, and especially so when the petitioner had to complete parts of her pupillage remotely from home due to the movement control orders enforced in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. The petitioner is extremely grateful to her parents and promises to work hard to honor the sacrifices they have made. The petitioner would also like to express her heartfelt gratitude to her pupil master, Ms. Stephanie Phua Yu Yan, for providing her with the remarkable opportunities and guidance throughout her pupillage. The petitioner further extends her gratitude to her friends, pupil mates, and the lawyers and staff at Mrs. Wong and Partners for sharing their valuable knowledge, expertise, advice, and friendships throughout her pupillage. Based on the training that the petitioner had undergone throughout 9 months in Wong and Partners, I have no doubt whatsoever that the petitioner is indeed a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya. Yang Arif, saya percaya bahawa semua surat cara Pempetisyen adalah sempurna dan teratur. Pempetisyen merupakan seorang yang layak dan sesuai untuk diterima masuk dan didaftaraikan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara di Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya menurut Akta Profesyen Undang-Undang 1976, dan saya juga percaya bahawa tiada bantahan dari pihak rakan bijaksana saya yang mewakili badan-badan yang berkenaan. Oleh yang demikian, saya dengan rendah diri memohon kepada Mahkamah Yang Mulia ini agar Lee Ruixia diterima masuk dan didaftaraikan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara di Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Tiada bantahan Yang Arif.
Tiada bantahan Yang Arif.
Tiada bantahan Yang Arif.
Baik, Mahkamah membenarkan permohonan Pempetisyen dan menerima masuk Cik Lee Ruixia sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya dan juga memerintahkan supaya nama Cik Lee Ruixia dan penerimaannya didaftaraikan oleh pendaftar.
Yang Arif, saya ingin memohon kebenaran supaya Pempetisyen menjubahkan dirinya sendiri.
Silakan Cik Lee Ruixia.
Terima kasih Arif.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Terima kasih Arif.
Yes.
Petisyen ketiga WA 187701-2020, Pempetisyen Chiam Wee Ting.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya meeting Pempetisyen ketiga.
Dengan izin Arif, Stephen Chok bagi pihak Pempetisyen Chiang Wei Ting dan rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang mewakili Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur yang telah diperkenalkan terlebih dahulu, Yang Arif. Dengan izin Arif, saya mohon kebenaran untuk terus dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Dibenarkan.
Terima kasih Arif. My lady, the petitioner was born on the 8th of January 1996 in Kuching, Sarawak. The petitioner is the eldest child of Mr. Chiam Tat Lin and Madam Tan Kai Yi, whom I believe are watching the proceedings behind the screen, and a sister to her younger brother, Chiam Sin Han. The petitioner completed her secondary education at Lodge National Secondary School and A-levels at College Tuanku Jaafar. The petitioner then read law at the University of Nottingham in the United Kingdom. Thereafter, my lady, the petitioner completed the Bar Professional Training course at City Law School and was called to the Bar of England and Wales by the Honourable Society of Lincoln's Inn. My lady, the petitioner's legal career started with the pupillage program with Mercedes Wong and Partners in January 2020. The petitioner is grateful for the valuable experience and exposure gained throughout her pupillage. The petitioner looks forward to gaining greater professional growth and forging more friendships in the firm. On this important day, my lady, the petitioner expresses her utmost appreciation towards her parents. The petitioner has always looked up to her parents for their various qualities, particularly their diligence, optimism, and modesty. Since young, the petitioner's parents have been nothing but supportive of the petitioner in everything she decides to do. The petitioner's parents are also her mentors who advise and guide her in life from time to time. The petitioner barely scratched the surface of the countless things which the petitioner has to thank her parents for. She is forever indebted to them for their unconditional love, support, and unwavering faith in her. The petitioner also would like to thank her brother, who is a constant source of motivation and emotional support to her. Despite being busy with his studies, the petitioner's brother has always been there for her by lending her a listening ear and providing solutions to her problems. The petitioner shares all her achievements with her parents and brother. The petitioner also would like to thank her relatives far and wide for the support provided to her. In particular, the petitioner thanks her maternal aunts and uncles for taking care of her since young and for stepping in for her parents when they were busy with work. The petitioner extends her gratitude to her paternal grandmother, whom the petitioner was unable to return from the UK to Malaysia to be with due to her final year examinations, when she passed on about 3 years ago. The petitioner's grandmother took care of her since she was born, and the petitioner owes every success in her life to her grandmother. In addition to her family, the petitioner would also like to take this opportunity to thank Lee Kaito. The petitioner thanks Kaito for his companionship since the first day of her legal journey, as well as his love, patience, understanding, and strong faith in her. The petitioner is also grateful for Kaito's parents, Madam Julie Yip and Mr. Lee Chun Fai, who cared for her and motivated her throughout her university life, and who are continuing to do so since she returned to Malaysia. The petitioner expresses her gratitude to the many others who have played an important part in this journey. The petitioner is thankful to her pupil master and mentor, Ms. Crystal Ng, for always making time to provide guidance and advice throughout the petitioner's pupillage. The petitioner also thanks everyone at Wong and Partners, from the partners, associates, and support staff to her pupil mates, for their encouragement and camaraderie. The petitioner would also like to thank her childhood friends, Yomei and Sean, who also happen to be her pupil mates. Both Yomei and Sean have always been there for the petitioner, and she's grateful to them for their endless support and encouragement. The petitioner would also like to say a big thank you to the group of friends who she was very fortunate to have at City Law School, namely Asha, Jocelyn, Clement, and Colin. True and genuine friendships are rare, and the petitioner is blessed to have this group of friends by her side through thick and thin. Finally, my lady, the petitioner is highly grateful to everyone for taking time out to attend this call during this busy schedule. Based on the training that the petitioner had undergone throughout the 9 months of pupillage, I have no doubt whatsoever that the petitioner is indeed a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya. My lady, I believe that all papers are in order and that my learned friends from the relevant bodies have no objections to this petition. I humbly move this Honourable Court to admit and enroll the petitioner, Chiang Wei Ting, as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya.
Tiada bantahan, Ya Arif.
Tiada bantahan, Ya Arif.
Tiada bantahan.
Mahkamah dengan ini membenarkan permohonan Pempetisyen dan menerima masuk Cik Chiam Wee Ting sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya, dan juga memerintahkan supaya nama Cik Chiam Wee Ting dan penerimaannya didaftaraikan oleh pendaftar.
Terima kasih Arif. Dengan izin Arif, saya memohon supaya Pempetisyen dibenarkan menjubahkan dirinya sendiri.
Silakan Cik Chiam Wee Ting.
Terima kasih Arif.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Petisyen keempat WA 18-155-01-2020, Pempetisyen Ho Yuan Leng.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Ho Yuan Ling, Pempetisyen keempat.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Lee Shi, hadir sebagai Peguam Pengusul Pempetisyen Ho Yuan Ling. Pada hari ini, rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang masing-masing mewakili yang berbahagia Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur telah pun diperkenalkan tadi. Yang Arif, saya memohon kebenaran Yang Arif untuk meneruskan hujahan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Dibenarkan.
Much obliged, my lady. Your petitioner, Ho Yuan Ling, was born in Shah Alam on the 10th of December, 1996. Your petitioner is the only child of Mr. Ho Tong Yin and Madam Chua Bi Hong. From my conversation with the petitioner, even from an early age, your petitioner explained to me that she had already wanted to be a lawyer. This led her to start her legal journey, and where your petitioner then read law at the University of Leeds. She graduated with a Bachelor of Laws with honours with a second upper, and upon her return from Leeds, your petitioner was determined to embark upon the journey of legal practice, and then vowed to overcome the arduous Certificate in Legal Practice, CLP. In January 2020, your petitioner commenced pupillage in Messrs. Richard Wee Chambers and read in the chambers of my learned friend, Mr. Richard Wee Tiam Singh. From my conversation with the petitioner, I could understand that she dived deep into real-life practice, where she first started out doing areas in corporate work and corporate law, which is what she felt initially was what her calling would be, but she has now ended up enjoying both corporate and litigation work at Richard Wee Chambers. Having known my learned friend, Richard Wee, as a friend for many years, and also knowing the quality of the lawyers at Richard Wee Chambers, I have no doubt that your petitioner would have been taught the best traditions of the bar and would have been exposed and learned a wide breadth of practice areas. So indeed, I was very happy to hear that your petitioner will continue on as an associate with Richard Wee Chambers. On this memorable day, my lady, your humble petitioner would like to first express her utmost gratitude and appreciation to both her parents for supporting her this far. For without her parents, this very day would not have been possible. And I had asked the petitioner to just share with me perhaps a memory or a momentous occasion of the support by her parents. I explained that one significant recent event was soon after her CLP exams, when initially your petitioner discovered that she had only a conditional pass and thus had to resit one particular paper. Crestfallen, but it was her parents who lifted her up and supported her and continued to encourage her for her resit for that one paper. And I think as fate would have it, that also ended up with a change in fortune for your petitioner, as that slight delay also then allowed your petitioner to cross paths with my learned friend Richard Wee and his newly set up firm Richard Wee Chambers. Because that slight delay then allowed the recommendation of the newly set up Richard Wee Chambers to your petitioner. And your petitioner was then had the opportunity to then embark on her pupillage in January 2020. The petitioner thanks her parents for always being there to celebrate small victories, but also, importantly, supporting her when things don't go her way. Next, your petitioner wishes to extend her gratitude to her pupil master, Richard Wee, for imparting his vast legal knowledge and for showing her the realities of legal practice. The petitioner is thankful to her colleagues and other senior colleagues at Richard Wee Chambers, all of whom have been supportive and obliging. Last but not least, the petitioner thanks her friends and Mr. Alex Hong for their unwavering encouragement. The petitioner ends with this quote from Serena Williams: "The success of every woman should be the inspiration to another. We should raise each other up, make sure you're very courageous, be strong, be extremely kind, and above all, be humble." Yang Arif, saya percaya bahawa pempetisyen adalah orang yang sesuai dan layak untuk diterima masuk dan didaftaraikan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah yang mulia ini. Saya percaya bahawa semua kertas-kertas kausa pempetisyen adalah teratur dan rakan-rakan bijaksana saya tidak mempunyai bandahan. Dengan itu, saya dengan rendah diri memohon Yang Arif untuk menerima dan mendaftaraikan pempetisyen Ho Yuen Leng sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Kuala Lumpur.
Ya, Tuan Ahmad, ini ada apa?
Ada bantahan Yang Arif?
Tiada bantahan Yang Arif.
Tiada bantahan Yang Arif.
Baik, Mahkamah dengan ini membenarkan permohonan pempetisyen dan menerima masuk Cik Ho Yuen Leng sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya dan juga memerintahkan supaya nama Cik Ho Yuen Leng dan penerimaannya didaftaraikan oleh pendaftar.
Much obliged, Yang Arif. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya memohon kebenaran untuk pempetisyen menjubahkan diri sendiri.
Silakan Cik Ho Yuen Leng.
Terima kasih, Yang Arif.
Baik.
Petisyen kelima, WA 18-184-01-2020, Pempetisyen Alex Wong Zun Lee.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Alex Wong Zun Lee, Pempetisyen kelima.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Hendro Muhammad, saya hadir bagi pihak pempetisyen dalam petisyen ini, Alex Wong Zun Lee. Rakan-rakan saya bijaksana yang hadir bagi pihak Peguam Negara dan Majlis Peguam adalah seperti telah diperkenalkan, tapi dalam petisyen ini Encik Terence Lee hadir bagi pihak Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Selangor. Yang Arif, saya mohon izin untuk memperkenalkan petisyen ini dan meneruskan dalam bahasa Inggeris. With the court's leave. Your humble petitioner, my lady, Alex Wong Zun Lee, was born in Ipoh, but was raised and grew up in Subang Jaya, Selangor, the youngest of 3 children of the late Mr. Wong Tai Wan and Madam Chow Chow Ha. Your petitioner was awarded the degree of Bachelor of Laws with honors from the University of Reading in 2017, and thereafter continued his education at BPP University in Manchester, whereupon during which he passed the Bar Professional Training Course, BPTC, in 2018. In 2019, he had received an offer to do pupillage. It was only in January 2020 that he took it up, the offer, and he commenced in January 2020. He commenced pupillage in the firm of Messrs. Rohamat and Ling, under the tutelage of my learned friend, Mr. Mark Wong Kah-Kit, as pupil master. Your petitioner said he realized it had not been easy to what he called navigate the legal industry in one's first year, and the COVID-19 pandemic certainly did not help. But he is extremely thankful to his pupil master, Mr. Mark Wong Kah-Kit, and the first partners and staff for their contribution and invaluable guidance with regard to the many nuisances of the practice of law. During his time at the firm, he was given the opportunity to gain insight and to handle cases in various areas of law, such as commercial, conveyancing, and banking, all of which was an eye-opening experience for him. Your petitioner said he was shown the need to be meticulous with every document that he prepared, and which remains a vital skill as a lawyer. Your petitioner was also assigned to the National Consumer Complaints Center, NCCC, as part of his legal aid program. He was tasked with assisting consumers in resolving their complaints with the respondents and consistently served as the intermediary in such matters. And once again, it was an eye-opening experience for him to understand the concept of giving back and resolve the many complaints consumers face with various industries, ranging from the airline industry, postal industry, the automobile industry, amongst others. Your petitioner extends deepest gratitude to Mr. Mark Wong, his People Master, for a fulfilling 9 months and for opening his heart and mind to the reality of the law. For the family, this is a very special occasion. Your petitioner seeks the leave of this honorable court to express his gratitude and appreciation to the following. First, to God, for which all things have been made possible through him. To the petitioner's family, and I would add the memory of his late father and the strength of his mother, indeed to recognize her pillar of strength, all of which contributed unconditional love and support, making your petitioner what he is today. He wishes to remember all the friends who gave their support, thank them for all the good times, their friendship and their camaraderie. My lady, I believe the petitioner is a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate assistant of the High Court of Malaya. I believe all the relevant papers are in order, and I believe there are no objections from the relevant parties. Dan setuju yang ada dengan penuh hormat Sekretariat. Saya memohon kepada Mahkamah yang mulia ini untuk menerima masuk dan mendaftaraikan Alex Wong Jun Lee sebagai Peguam Bela Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Kuala. Mohon berkenan.
Tiada bantahan ya Arif.
Tiada bantahan ya Arif.
Tiada bantahan yang Arif.
Baik, Mahkamah dengan ini membenarkan permohonan Pempetisyen dan menerima masuk Cik Alex Wong Zun Lee sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya dan juga memerintahkan supaya nama Encik Alex Wong Zun Lee dan penerimaannya didaftaraikan oleh pendaftar.
Yang ada saya ucapkan terima kasih atas keputusan Mahkamah. Saya mohon izin bagi Pempetisyen menyalung yubahnya sendiri.
Silakan Cik Alex Wong Zun Lee.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
I'm obliged, my lady.
Yes.
Petition ke-6 WA 18302022020 Pempetisyen Jessica Wong Yi Sing.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Jessica Wong Yi Sing, Pempetisyen ke-6.
Yes, Mr. Nimalan.
Sorry. Maaf Yang Arif. Yang Arif, dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Nimalan Devaraja adalah peguam pengusul bagi pihak Pempetisyen Jessica Wong Yi Sing. Rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang masing-masing mewakili yang berbahagia Jabatan Peguam Negara, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur adalah seperti yang telah diperkenalkan awal tadi. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya memohon kebenaran untuk meneruskan pujahan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Dibenarkan.
My lady, let me start by introducing the petitioner. The second child of Mr. Wong Po Lo Paul and Miss Chi Kui Siang, the petitioner was born on 18th August 1996 in the nation's abode of dignity, Johor. The petitioner undertook her primary education in SJKC Ulu Tiram before travelling a short kilometre away to continue her secondary education at SMK Ulu Tiram. It was in secondary school, my lady, at the age of 16, that the petitioner's family was victim to an unfortunate incident which both directly impacted the petitioner's future as well as shaped it. I'm informed, my lady, that when the petitioner was a child, the petitioner's family had taken out, at the advice of a friend, what they believed to be an education plan to invest in the petitioner's education when she reached university age. This was done with the objective of enabling the petitioner to have all options available to her when the time came. However, my lady, when the time approached for the petitioner to enjoy the fruits of her parents' dedicated efforts, it was discovered that the petitioner's family had been misled into taking out a life insurance policy instead of a student assistance plan. This meant that the petitioner's options to pursue a degree overseas was limited. The plaintiff's family fell victim to this incident because they were not legally educated and therefore had been unable to fully appreciate the terms of the policy. From adversity comes inspiration, my lady. Recognizing the hurt and confusion her parents felt, the petitioner decided at that moment that she will study law so that she will always be in a position to protect her family's interests. Thus began the petitioner's journey, which started at the esteemed law school of Brickfields Asia College, where she undertook both her A-levels and her law degree. It was during this time that the petitioner met the person who provided her with inspiration to continue down the path of a lawyer, no matter the challenges. This person was Mr. Murali, who was the petitioner's contracts law tutor and the CEO of Brickfields Asia College. Like many members of the Malaysian bar, I'm sure, the petitioner was impressed and inspired by Mr. Murali's ability to analyze things from different perspectives and to always think out of the box. Mr. Murali, the petitioner says, was a very rational, meticulous and smart tutor who made the petitioner realize that the law, especially contract law, is a lively subject. The petitioner's passion for contractual disputes remains until today. For the final year of her law degree, my lady, the petitioner had the opportunity to travel to the Welsh nation to complete her degree at Cardiff University. The petitioner considers her time spent in Cardiff to be the best of her student life. She found Cardiff to be a peaceful city with a fabulous university, and she met friends there who epitomized the time-honored tradition of study hard and play hard. Strangely, I should add, my lady, that when the petitioner would detail the three things she enjoyed the most about Cardiff, her answer was the weather, which one would have thought would be too cold for a tropical Malaysian, the library, and lastly, my lady, the Thai food in Cardiff's market, which is astonishing given that I'm sure all of us here will agree Malaysian food is far superior. Having completed the best year of her student life, the petitioner returned to Malaysia to sit for the CLP, which she passed in September 2019. Thereafter, the petitioner commenced her pupillage at Messrs. Harold and Lam Partnership. The petitioner had the honor of being the first pupil of a fellow Cardiff University alumni, Miss Serene Hugh. It is here, my lady, I must pause to share that this is a rather noteworthy moment for me. Hard as it may be to imagine now, I myself was once a fresh-faced young pupil. And it was on my first day as a pupil that the first person to introduce herself to me as I stood outside the lifts, wondering where to go, was Serene Hugh. I'm therefore honored to now have the pleasure of moving the call of Serene's first pupil. In Harold and Lam Partnership, the petitioner most enjoyed the opportunity to contribute her knowledge and effort when working as part of a team on various files. The petitioner took satisfaction from even the most tedious of tasks, such as indexing or bundling. This, I must say, my lady, is very much like Serene. The petitioner's particular joy came when her research product was applied in submissions filed in court. During her time in HLP, the petitioner also picked up the necessary communication skills which are integral to a legal career. The petitioner also tells me that she picked up a fair bit of knowledge in the area of construction law, while also gaining experience in various types of dispute resolution mechanisms, such as court proceedings, arbitration, and adjudication. Being friends with most of the partners at HLP, I'm confident, my lady, that the petitioner's pupillage experience was an enriching one, which has laid the path for her to achieve greater things in life. In preparing my submissions, my lady, I took the opportunity to ask one of the petitioner's colleagues to describe the petitioner. I was told that the petitioner was AAA, always willing to learn, asking questions all the time, and afraid to make mistakes. The petitioner was not. My lady, I now move on to the second part of my submissions, which is the petitioner's expression of thanks. The petitioner wishes to first seize the opportunity to record her appreciation to her parents, her sister Miss Wong Wan Sing, her brother Mr. Christopher Wong Kai Song, and all her family members, providing mental and physical support to her in her journey to pursue her goals. Whenever the petitioner felt lost and vulnerable, her families will always encourage her with God's words and keep her in their prayers. It is the petitioner's humble hope that her parents are proud of her achievement in becoming the first lawyer in the family. I am certain they are. The petitioner will also like to thank her pastor, Mr. Ang Keng Huat, for all the guidance and support given to her along her journey. My lady, the petitioner is next extremely grateful to her pupil master, Miss Serene Hugh, for her willingness to share her thoughts, wisdom, and experiences with her. The petitioner would also like to thank all the lawyers, pupils, and staff in Messrs. Herald and Lam Partnership for providing a conducive learning environment to the petitioner during her pupillage. The 11 months of working experience in the firm were memorable, and the petitioner sincerely wishes that the firm has continued success in its professional endeavors. Lastly, my lady, the petitioner would like to specially thank her friends, Alvin, Zuechi, Sean, Meng Hui, Shannon, Juini, and Eloise, for always being there for her to make the tough times more bearable. The petitioner is also grateful to Alvin's family for their support and for always treating her as one of their own. My lady, when I asked the petitioner what she hoped to achieve as a lawyer, she informed me that she recognized that the law is a noble profession and she hoped to become a respectable, ethical, and competent lawyer and a sterling advocate. The petitioner further hopes that her passion for the law will remain in the coming years and that she is able to contribute her knowledge and skill to the society. The petitioner aspires to provide legal representation to the vulnerable groups in society and to use the law as a tool to protect her family. I am sure the petitioner will achieve her goals and, like the state she was born in, bring dignity to the profession. I end my submission, my lady, with a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson, which I hope will provide the petitioner with some guidance. The good lawyer is not the man who has an eye to every side and angle of contingency and qualifies all his qualifications, but instead is the lawyer who throws himself on the part of the client so heartily that he can get the client out of a scrape. My lady, I believe that the petitioner is a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of this honorable court. I believe all the petitioner's papers are in order and that my learned friends from the Attorney General Chambers, the Bar Council, and the Kuala Lumpur Bar Committee respectively have no objection to this motion. I humbly move this honorable court to admit and enroll the petitioner, Ms. Jessica Wong Yi Sing, as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya.
Ada bantahan ya, Arif?
Tiada bantahan ya, Arif?
Ada bantahan yang Arif.
Sama dengan ini membenarkan permohonan Pempetisyen dan menerima masuk Cik Jessica Wong Yi Sing sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya dan juga memerintahkan supaya nama Cik Jessica Wong Yi Sing dan penerimaannya didaftaraikan oleh pendaftar.
My lady, in light of the social distancing measures that are in place presently, I ask for leave from this honorable court for the petitioner to self-robe herself.
Silakan Cik Jessica Wong Yi Sing.
Much obliged, Yang Arif.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Petisyen ketujuh WA 18-2229-12-2019, Pempetisyen Lee Zia Hong.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Lee Zhi Hong, Pempetisyen ketujuh.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Hendra Muhammad, saya hadir bagi pihak Pempetisyen dalam yang menutup tirai prosiding ini di Zia Hong. Yang Arif, rakan-rakan saya bijaksana yang hadir bagi pihak Peguam Negara dan Majlis Peguam Malaysia adalah seperti yang telah diperkenalkan. Tapi kali ini Cik Cara sendiri sekali lagi mewakili Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Selangor. Yang Arif, saya mohon izin untuk memberi persembahan saya seterusnya dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Dibenarkan.
With the court's leave. Your humble petitioner, my lady, Lee Zia Hong, was born on the 15th of December 1994 in Malaya, and is the third child of Mr. Lee Jiansing and Madam Lu Boon Ling. He completed his schooling both in Malacca and even in Johor, his SPM in year 2012, SPM 2014, before deciding to proceed, before starting to consider what he needed to do next. His problem, he said, was he fell into confusion of life. He did not know what to do. But he had a conversation with his father and the people around him, and he was inspired enough to be persuaded to venture into the world of the law in order to help and to protect the people who are indeed in need, and hence began his law studies. He commenced his law studies at a local college, and during that time, he admitted that he had problem struggling to understand the language of the law, because he confessed that he was poor in the language subject, and law, as we all know, has a high demand of language proficiency. But he put it all aside, he put it all down, and he managed it, and he fulfilled the study, and he fulfilled his law degree. He also managed to reach the level of the certificate in legal practice, and was awarded the certificate in the year 2019. Upon completion of the certificate of legal practice, he commenced pupillage in 2019 in the firm of Messrs. Michael Chen and Co. under the tutelage of his pupil master, Ms. Wong Mei Ling. Today, he takes this opportunity to thank his pupil master, Ms. Wong, for having provided him the opportunities and the guidance throughout the 9 months. This was enabling him to see the great art of advocacy, he says, and the persuasion that he learned in school life. He also obtained some skills through his training. Teamwork and learning from mistakes was a part that would never be forgotten by him as part of that pupillage period. He also wishes to remember all his friends and colleagues who have given help and support throughout his journey of pursuing this profession. This was making him, this brought him a lot of experiences and a memorable life in the degree and the chambering period. My lady, for all that he has achieved, the ultimate tribute must be to those who gave him his life, and these are his parents, Mr. Lee and Madam Lu. He wishes to take this opportunity to express his utmost gratitude to both his parents for all the times they were helping him, assisting him in every way, supporting and encouraging him, and without them he would not have been able to get through all these things, all these obstacles in his life. He said his parents had always had confidence in him, even in the face of failure, and constantly took care of him to achieve his life goals. And no words can express how thankful he is to his family for their love and sacrifices. He also wishes to remember all his many friends and colleagues who have given help and support through the journey of pursuing this profession. My lady, I believe your petitioner is a fit and proper person for admission to the High Court of Malaya. I believe all the relevant papers in this petition are in order, and I believe there are no objections from the Attorney General, the Bar Council, and the Selangor Bar Committee. Dan justru yang ada dengan penuh hormat, saya mohon kepada mahkamah yang mulia ini untuk menerima masuk dan mendaftaraikan Lee Zia Hong sebagai Peguam Bela Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya. Mohon diperkenan.
Ada bantahan Yang Arif?
Tiada bantahan Yang Arif.
Tiada bantahan Yang Arif.
Baik, mahkamah dengan ini membenarkan permohonan Pempetisyen dan menerima masuk Encik Lee Zia Hong sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya dan juga memerintahkan supaya nama Encik Lee Zia Hong dan penerimaannya didaftaraikan oleh pendaftar.
Ucapkan terima kasih Yang Amat atas keputusan mahkamah. Saya mohon izin bagi Pempetisyen menyarum jubahnya sendiri.
Silakan Encik Lee Zia Hong.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Baik.
I'm obliged, my lady.
Yes.
Dengan ini dijemput Yang Arif untuk memberikan ucapan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning to everyone. Federal Counsel Tuan Ahmad Faiz bin Razali, representative of the Attorney General's Chambers, Ms. Diana Ling Fan Ping, representative of the Malaysian Bar Council, Mr. Terence Lee Rohui, representative of the Kuala Lumpur and Selangor Bar Committee, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Malaysian Judiciary, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate all petitioners on your admission as advocates and solicitors of the High Court of Malaya. I would also like to congratulate all your parents and your loved ones who had sacrificed a lot to get you where you are today. Congratulations too to the masters who had willingly and diligently shared their legal knowledge during the 9 months of privilege period to all petitioners on the reality of this profession, and not to forget to all family members and friends who have been giving unwavering support to all petitioners throughout their journey. It can be said that the current situation shows that the average young lawyers will face the challenges of competitive job market. Be as it may, I believe that no matter what challenges and obstacles arises, it will not be a hindrance for this profession to continuously grow, and the services of the petitioners are still needed. One of the fundamental responsibilities of an advocate is to maintain the highest professional standard of integrity and competence at all times. So in order to succeed, your desire for success should be greater than your fear of failure. It takes years of experience to a skillful advocate. Continuous professional developments and education can only enhance our legal competence. So spend your time in your initial years in the bar and developing your advocacy skills. Technology also has transformed the practice of law. So whether you like it or not, lawyers must be proficient in a wide range of technology platforms. Being a lawyer, what I can say here, may bring you enough money to make ends meet, but it won't make you a millionaire in the short term of practicing. But it is not impossible. Surely some partners in law firms make millions. I believe some of you will agree with me. But it may take a decade to be made a partner. So what you might see on TV, like lawyers chatting and enjoying lunch with clients, is not really realistic. The road is long with many winding turns. So the truth is awaits you. Many more years of dedicated hard work and sleepless nights. The long hours, client demands, changing law, deadlines, and other demands make practice of law one of the most stressful jobs out there. Sometimes the schedule can be extremely unpredictable. So in order to achieve success, apart from ability, strong determination and firm commitment are required. It should be emphasized that a lawyer is also an officer of the court and has the duty to assist the court in upholding justice. A lawyer needs to ensure that he performs his role well when dealing with the court. So a lawyer who is well prepared with his case will smoothen the court process. It is my hope that young lawyers take cognizance about legal ethics, for it reflects this profession. Be mindful of your speech and behavior and do not tarnish this profession. Read, understand the act, regulations and rules related to this profession to ensure that every lawyer knows about their rights and limitations in the administration of justice. As young lawyers, try to learn from a senior one, the experienced lawyer. Find time and observe how they handle cases with maturity, wisdom, and prudence. This will indirectly help you when handling cases, especially the type of case, applicable law, as well as advocacy skills. Lawyers as guardians of law play a vital role in the preservation of society. The fulfillment of this role requires an understanding by lawyers of their relationship with and function in our legal system. They are first and foremost officers of the court. This is a role of paramount importance within the justice system because they assist the court to arrive at a just decision. Observe the ethics and legal responsibilities in order to instill public confidence towards this profession. In our cases, it is a shared responsibility between the bar and the judiciary to uphold the rule of law and to ensure that the justice system is served in transparent and fair manner. Last but not least, be a lawyer who is dedicated, full of integrity, ethical and high discipline, and strive to improve skills and knowledge in this profession for the better future, not only for the petitioners, but also this profession. And please remind this, mutual respect must be maintained and observed between us. Thank you very much, and the court is adjourned.
Okay,